Here we go. We have Big Dave. How you doing, mate?
After that, distraught, gutted,
Yeah.
feeling all the emotions tonight. All the emotions. I mean, the last 15 minutes, phenomenal. Where was that in the first 75?
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say phenomenal, but yeah, it was definitely. We looked more like scoring. Yeah.
But going down to 10, that has to
Yeah.
be classed as a top display. If we'd have got a point there, that
Yeah.
would have been one of the great North London derby results for us.
Well, yeah. It's annoying because they did that to us like in 2015 when they went down to 10 men and we were 2-1 up at home. So
and then Sanchez,
yeah, exactly. So I thought, it's a possibility, but I mean, we never really looked like scoring that whole game, apart from obviously Lamella's like worldy, but we never really looked like we were hurting them. I don't think. Do you think?
No, not at all. Not at all. And I think, we expect to sit back under the Mourinho regime, and that's fair enough. But we didn't even offer anything on the counter. Gareth Bale, I felt so sorry for him. He got brought off after 55 minutes. The guy didn't have a chance today. He did not get the ball. He was not. Every time we won the ball in the back four, we'd put it in the midfield too, and the ball was gone again. We'd lost it within seconds. Like our front players can't take no blame in that today. They was not given the opportunities. It's just gutting every time against Arsenal. We got a chance to do a double over them. I'm 30 this year, and I got told on some forum the other day because I said I can't remember us doing it in my lifetime, a double in the league. And it was 93 apparently, so I was 2.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. 90. Yeah, was it 93 when Popescu scores? Maybe that was one, but I think that was probably the last time. Yeah.
It's just gutting. Like every time we go on this run of form under Mourinho, I mean, I can't say I'm with Mourinho out. I think we have to wait to judge him at the end of the season. We can still win the League Cup and Europa League, but if we go trophyless and we're playing that awful football still, for me, he's a goner. He has to.
Yeah, and also finish like let's say 7th or something. Then yeah.
I mean, if we don't win a trophy, it has to be top 4. Anything else is unacceptable.
Yeah, I mean, I actually asked this to someone else. I think it was I can't remember his name now, but I mean, if we on paper, where should we be finishing?
Before the start of the season, I probably would have said 5th.
Right.
But with the other team's form and the way the other teams are underperforming, we should be top 4.
Yeah.
With our starting 11 going in every week, if we did and we played the way we know we can, then I don't think top 4 should be an issue.
Yeah.
As soon as we signed Gareth Bale, I was buzzing. Don't get me wrong. We went for a few months with him of being underused, and obviously he wasn't ready. And we can't second guess Mourinho. He knows what he's doing. He's won everything. But there are sometimes you think, could he have been doing this a bit longer? Could he have been getting a few more minutes than 3 minutes away here, 3 minutes away there?
Yeah.
So
he didn't even start against Marine. I mean, someone said that he might have had a knock or something, but for me, it was just like that. Just summed it up. Like if you can't even get a game against like one of the worst teams in the football league, then what's he got to do?
How did that make
exactly.
Him feel at the time?
Yeah.
And today, honestly, just when you think they're building their relationship, and Mourinho come out in the week and said they're knowing his body between the pair of them, they're getting to know him, they're getting more and more confident every day. Then he ropes him up after 55 minutes.
But do you not think that was kind of warranted though?
Knowing that we've lost Song already,
yeah,
and then you take Bale off. If we, from that point, it was if we go behind here, what are we going to do? We went behind.
I know. Yeah. I mean, I can see why he might have wanted to bring Bale off just because he was just so anonymous he couldn't get into the game. But at the same time, he's the only one that's likely to create something out of nothing.
Yeah.
So
2 free kicks at the end in great positions. I love Harry Kane. I think he should have been 95. He's our
but
hero,
free kicks,
There's 2 free, and he was so unlucky with that first one. Obviously, great idea, hit the post, completely outdone Leno. But that's where you want Bale. That is where you want. Harry Kane is not a specialist. I was sitting there downstairs with my mum's other half, who's a fucking Arsenal fan, and Harry Kane standing over that last free kick in the 94th minute. And I said, it's going over the bar. It is. He's not.
I know. He always does that.
5 years for us. And then he obviously hit and he's obviously the Gooner's negative. He's worried. And then it's just the same. You need Bale's the moment he can get that flat. He can get the ball on the left, on the right, sorry, 50 yards from goal, drive forward, cut in, shoot. He could have put a world in the top corner. When we didn't deserve nothing out that game, we should have been dead and buried at half time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, that's absolutely right. Yeah, it's funny with Kane, isn't it? I mean, he's so good on like penalties. He's probably the best penalty taker I've ever seen. But when it comes to free kicks, he just lacks a little bit of like caress, like if you know what I mean. Like he doesn't quite have that like that weight of the shot, if you know what I mean. It's just like blast, or it's just blast. And I just think you could probably have someone else even maybe take the free kicks, you know. Anyway, I mean that's just what it is. But you're right. I mean they should have been out of sight really in that game, and they were unlucky to go a goal down. And you have to say that it's annoying to say they were the better team. I mean, Big Dave. Let's talk about Big Dave because you're Big Dave. I mean, do you think he was a little bit? Do you think he was a little bit unlucky with the penalty, or do you still think that was just like, rash?
For me, that sums up Sanchez. It's rash. It's for me. It shouldn't be a penalty. Lacazette's shot is going 50 yards away from the goal.
Yeah.
In 3-4 years ago, that's not a penalty, and that's the way I'd love to see football still played. But we all know how it is these days.
Yeah.
So that is a penalty. If that had happened to Tottenham and we weren't given the penalty, I would have given up raw about it. But obviously, because it's the Gooners, I don't think it is. And I've got a little bias on situations. But I mean, that is just summed him up. But for that, it's Sanchez or Dyer. There's a mistake in them every 90 minutes between one.
Exactly. Yeah.
The one frustration this season is that he's not played Toby in every Premier League game he's fit.
Thank you. Yeah. That's for me another Mourinho mistake. Like he should have played him way more. He froze him out for so many games, and then was trialing it out with Dyer and Sanchez and whoever other Muppets he wants to put in. And it's like Toby is for me far and away, head and shoulders, the best defender we've got.
Definitely. And if we don't. Obviously, Toby has to play for me week in, week out. If he's fit, he's first name in the same sheet.
Yeah.
Sparring Kane, obviously. But other than that back four, we're so... I don't even know the word to describe it. We are so...
Kamikaze?
Yeah, well, that probably sums it up quite well. But it's just always something. You're never comfortable. We can be 3-0 up. We've done that against West Ham. 3-0 up against West Ham, for fuck's sake. No team in the league could do what we did. All right, albeit a 94th minute absolute worldie from 40 yards. We shouldn't have been in that position. And that was that day was Sanchez, one mistake, and Dyer the other, I think I'm right in saying. Giving them positions. And I just can't. I would rather, honestly, everyone says Rodon's inexperienced, he can't do it yet. Why can't he? Between Dyer and Sanchez, there is a mistake every 90 minutes. Yes, Rodon against Chelsea, give a mistake to a goal, Stamford Bridge away. But that was one mistake he made in 90 minutes. Dyer and Sanchez do that every fucking week. Excuse my language, sorry.
No, it's
so
fine.
Why can't he be given the chance to do that? He's only.
I know. I've been calling for Rodon to come in, but now he's starting to play Sanchez. I wouldn't drop him just because of that. I would still play him and Toby personally, because I just don't think you can have one mistake you're out, one mistake you're out. I think there has to be some kind of belief and confidence in the back line.
Like that's the first one.
Yeah, but I think in the last 4 or 5 games, he's actually been all right. You know, Sanchez.
Burnley, but all I see online is like against Burnley, he played really well. Yes, he did. But he also gave the ball away 3 times in situations that left them with a chance that they should never have had a sniff at.
True.
He shouldn't have been in that situation to average. If them 3 goals go in, he's out the team.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good point, actually. It's a perception thing. Because they don't convert it, he gets away with it. Yeah. That's a fair point as well. Yeah.
And his pace also, which is why Mourinho plays him a lot, I think he gets away with a lot because of his pace. He will make the initial mistake and then
get away with it.
Come back. But I mean, that going in like that, it's mind blowing. He's a professional footballer. What is he doing? Like, I just don't understand why the level I played at was not even close to second 11 Sunday league. And I would never have done something like that unless we were 10-0 down and I wanted to hurt someone.
And then you go in, yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, but we all know this. I mean, I even said it to Sim, like on our hotspot. I said Sanchez has been looking good, but when he comes up against like the better teams, he doesn't have that little margin of error, and he will give a penalty away, or he will give something like a tackle away. You know, he will do a mistimed tackle or something like that. And unfortunately, that's what happens. So that's what you're going to get, I guess. Yeah, that's what you're going to get. But I don't want to blame it all on that. There's other players, and and the whole performance wasn't good, was it?
No, it was absolutely atrocious. That first 45 minutes were
Mm.
awful. And then it's sort of, you're getting 38, 40 minutes, you're thinking, like, if we can somehow get in here at 1-0 up, playing as bad as we've done, the players would have had to take belief out of that. But yet, no, in typical Tottenham fashion, we concede at the worst time to concede, a minute before half time. So Arsenal were already dominant. They were always going to come back out and be just as dominant again after that. They were buoyed by it. And thank God there weren't a crowd there today. Honestly, thank God there was not a crowd there. We would have got wiped the floor with if there was a crowd there, because they were so much better than us. And it is so disheartening to see that again and again at times when going into it with 1-5 in the bounce. Like, we should be buoyed to go and play football, boys. What have you done for the last 5 weeks? Winning games. We've been playing quality attacking football, which our club is based on. And yet we've gone into probably our biggest game of the season so far. That would have got us back up there in the top 4. Really, really would have pushed
in
us
the conversation. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And then West Ham playing Man United now. It was 0-0 when I come up to speak to you. So they're dropping points again today, most likely. Or if not, even if they beat Man United, then they're clawed back into it. And we, yet again, Tottenham Hotspur have let ourselves down when we've got a chance to really drag ourselves. It's going to be a dogfight up there this year. Leicester bottled it last year. They've definitely got the potential to bottle it again. And we're not going to be nowhere in sight, in touching distance to get there.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's sad. Yeah,
Dude,
it's not
I'm
good
really
enough,
sorry.
really.
It's just moaning.
No, it's all right. Yeah.
Yeah, no, only a plastic turkey. It weren't my dog.
Yeah, and it wasn't at the dog either. No, I totally hear you, man. It's just very frustrating, very disappointing. The fact that, like, we on paper we do have, I think, maybe even like the 3rd best team in the league, but we're just looking way off our potential at the moment, and we're not playing to our strengths. Like, we could be playing way more on the front foot and just like trying to attack teams, but like just sitting back and letting teams play and come at us. It's like, okay, you can get away with that, especially if like Kane and Son and you use those as outlets. But like now that they're like looking a bit burnt out, it looks as though we don't really have anything. We don't have a game plan.
No, I mean, Sonny has been tired for the last 6 to 8 weeks. Probably.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah,
he's not been at their races. Like, he really hasn't. But,
no.
I mean, what was that? Our 49th game of the season?
Yeah.
And he must have played.
Oh, yeah. And he's working so hard as well. And he's like running up and down, like doing defensive duties.
The boy does not stop.
Yeah,
Under Mourinho,
exactly.
He doesn't get 10 minutes off the gas. It's not like, even if we're 3-0 up, he will not say, right, start there, son. Save your next 10 minutes. He's back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah.
The guy's human. All right?
Yeah, exactly.
He's been off and done national service. He goes away every time and does the miles.
Yeah.
The miles in that boy's leg over the last 3 years are ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, give the boy a break sometimes.
I know. Yeah, I totally agree. I know.
If we had a bigger squad and where you could trust someone else to come in, but as much as like Lamela does the job for us at times, Lucas does the job for us at times, they're not reliable. You don't start them at City away, Chelsea away. Well, anyone. If Son's fit, he's playing. Him and Kane's partnership is unbelievable. We all know that. But for the last 6 weeks, Son has been so off the boil for me.
Absolutely,
and he still produces like the odd worldie because that's the player he is.
Yeah, because he's still got the technical ability. And I also think this is I'm going to come into a lot of heat with this as well. But like, despite the goals, I think Kane's been, ever since he came back from that like ankle injury that he had, or the 2 ankle injuries like in one game that he had, I don't think he's looked sharp. But because he's so technically brilliant that he will just like finish things off. He'll put the finishing touches to something. You'll get a couple goals in a game, and because of perception, if a player scores, you very rarely say they have a bad game because the goals sort of like mask the performance. But like, if you just look at that really objectively and take the goals away out of Kane, I know he's a goal scorer, and that's what he's meant to do. But just have a look at his actual ambient level of skill and sharpness and energy levels. They haven't been there the last like 8 games or something like that. But he's sort of like been getting away with it because he's been scoring. I think Son and Kane, like it's now. They're now starting to look a little bit burnt out because they went flat out at the beginning of the season. Obviously, they put in that amazing performance. Yeah.
I mean, I agree with 90% of that statement, but there was, I can't remember who it is. My memory's failing me here, but Who did we play last weekend? I'm sounding like such an amateur here, but
yeah, Palace.
I've had a couple
Palace.
of
Yeah,
wines.
he put in a worldie there.
Palace.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a 10 out of 10 shift. Like, he was phenomenal.
To be fair, I didn't watch that game because I had family commitments. But yeah, I bet generally though he's been a little bit leggy.
No, I do agree with you. Him and the legs are going in him. Like, and he's due another injury. 100%. He will get injured before
you can see the injury. You can see. I even said last week. I said Son's about to have a big injury because we're overplaying him and he's looking leggy. And I think even Højbjerg could, because I can see him. He's played a lot of games as well.
Me,
yeah.
Probably just after Christmas, I would have said sign of the season in the league, not just Tottenham. Sign of the season. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And now today he constantly gives the ball away. He's not there with that first tackle like he normally is because he's knackered. He's never played probably 50 games in a season in his whole career throughout the whole year, let alone this compact season that we're playing. And so now it's understandable, but he hasn't got the trust to bring anyone else in. But whereas certain games I would play, you can't play Højbjerg and Sissoko together for me. It's just, if we do that, what are we hoping for? 0-0.
Yeah.
But then have the trust in people will hate this comment because loads of people hate Sissoko. I still think he's a loyal servant to the team and played in the right position. He can play well. But put him out on the right wing, fuck off. I don't want to see it. All right? What are we expecting? We all know what he's like when he gets forward. It's like, yes, do one man, lovely, and then knock it 20 yards forward and he can't get onto it. Yeah. He's like, honestly, it's so frustrating. But if he actually plays that holding mid position, like Potts used to play him, when Potts finally got, after 18 months of having the boy, he finally knew what he had to do. Instead of playing him out in the right midfield, play him in the central holding position, he can do a job. All right, yes, he's not the best passer of the ball. But if we've got the attack that we have, then all he has to do is 10-yard passes. He gives it away. He wins the ball, gives it away. But he doesn't do that. And when he come on for Bale today, that for me was us handing our resignation in, saying, I quit. I'm out of here. Like, we are not in this game. Because what were we left with? Like, we'd already, obviously, we had to lose Song early. That's horrible. And I hope that's the only reason that Doherty stayed on the pitch. Because him, Jesus Christ, I cannot believe I would be saying this. At the start of the season, when we signed him, I was so happy that finally we had a solid right back and we didn't have to play Aurier every week. This year for me, Aurier, barring his couple of headless chicken mistakes,
he's been
we're
far
always going to
better.
get, he has been superb. And he should have started today. He offers so much more going forward. And it's though ease that they went through earlier, Smith Rowe and Tierney constantly. And it didn't matter who come over, Højbjerg, Ndombele trying to help out. It was just too much for Doherty constantly. He was getting all the help he could in the world, and he just wasn't good enough. And he's not good enough. I don't know what it is, because I mean, the last 2 years for Wolves, he was class. He was a really top player, but if his confidence gone, whatever. But I don't. Again, why didn't Serge play today?
I don't know. Yeah, I was saying that as well. I was pissed off about that. So yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of things that I'm not happy about, but especially Doherty, Agent Doherty, isn't he? Because he's a Gooner. So I'm not going to forget that in a hurry.
No,
but
definitely not.
Anyway, Dave, we've been talking for quite a while, nearly 20 minutes there, so it was well over. But I can feel your passion, man. Thanks for calling in.
No worries.
We'll just have to see how we get on in the next few games. But I mean, it's probably one of those things where we'll probably win the next 3 games and it will be forgotten about. So it could easily be that way, couldn't it?
We'll see. Let's hope we do anyway.
Let's hope we do. All right, nice one, Big Dave.
Take care, mate.
Cheers, mate.
See you later. Bye.